We have crappy lighting in here. It's okay. Everybody's watching ads, I'm sure. All right, we're going to give people just a few seconds to get out of commercial wonderland, and we'll get started. So if you're watching this later, I apologize. I just got an email saying that I'm live.
Yeah, it does that. I don't know
What's
why.
the point?
Sometimes it doesn't.
As if I don't know.
And we're live.
There we go. All right. So to give you a quick understanding of what just happened here, we were ready to go live, and then Amy noticed that the top of my nose was bleeding. What happened was I went and washed my face a minute ago, and apparently I scratched it. And this morning I took some aspirin, so I still got a little tiny. It's not quite done, but the show must go on, right? All right, so
I didn't catch everybody that's live, but
I see Kate and Henry and Patty and Wendy and Thorhaven and Lisa.
Yeah. Oh Lord, there's a
Who
bunch.
else?
Built on the Rock. I remember seeing
Gardner
him.
Josh, Gemini Homestead,
Southern Ohio Prepping,
Kira at Homestead Dreaming, Kiri at Built on the Rock, Dave at Southern Ohio. I think that's everybody up to this point. There's Zen Incense Shop. That's the other Henry.
the other Henry.
Deb Lewis is here.
Henry's playing with emojis.
Looks like we've got a good crowd tonight. I love it.
Oh,
all right.
I have my notes. Oh, shucks.
Charles Coker is here. Good to see you, Charles. We didn't go live last week, so we've really been missing you guys. And we decided to do hurricane preparedness tonight because hurricane season is starting to ramp up.
Well, so it's peak of the season right now.
Yeah, it's almost been exactly at the end of this month, at the end of August. It will be 1 year since Hurricane Laura just decimated Southwest Louisiana, which is where we are. So
graced our presence.
Ban everything. I like it. It says hello from Catahoula Lake, Louisiana.
Oh, I don't know where that is.
I'm not sure either. What part of the state is that in? Like northeast, northwest? Just a region, if you will.
While I listen. Oh, Patty, I do not envy you right now.
Appalachian Mercantile and Hardneck Farms.
I harvested 12 cups of berries, dehydrated them, and oh man, that was a job. Laura damaged our house right above Alexandria.
Oh,
wow.
Goodness. Wow. Yeah, so I don't know.
Laura damaged everything.
Ban everything. I don't know how long you've been with our channel, but I know that we had, what was it? It was right at 2 weeks ago. I put up a video, almost didn't even film it, almost didn't even bother, but we were at Walmart looking at groceries, getting some groceries. And I started noticing that things were low on the shelves and some things weren't. Some things were in good shape. So I took out my phone and filmed some stuff and just threw a video up. And that video kind of went viral. So normally our videos go anywhere from 1 to 400 views in the first 48 hours or so. This one hit 22,000 views. So I was amazed. And since we put up the video like I said, right at 2 weeks ago, we've had 240 new subscribers. So if you're a long-time subscriber, thank you so much for supporting us. But if you're a brand new subscriber, be sure and let us know that, and that way we can welcome you.
Start elderberries tomorrow. I pulled an entire 5-gallon bucket full of elderberry blossoms. Well, not the blossoms, but it's basically the open stems with all the right berries. I pulled a 5-gallon bucket, and I don't think I even put a dent in just the few that we have in the back. I haven't even touched the ones in the field yet. I could have probably pulled 5 or 6 of those 5-gallon buckets
Yeah,
full that day.
there's a lot of elderberries right now.
So there's no way I'm going to get to all of them. But if anybody local in the area needs elderberries, please get in touch with us.
Yeah.
We are
What's up,
willing.
Hutch?
We are more than willing to share, because I'd rather see them used than to sit and rot or go to the birds. Which,
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing.
the birds are
they're
going to
not
eat some of them anyway.
technically
But
wasted because it just goes right back into nature.
But if you need them, they're here. I think I'm new. I subscribe to a bunch of channels they listed on North Shore Preparedness. That explains it. Sean is Sean is pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're I like to consider ourselves pretty darn close with Sean at North Shore.
Well, he's our Canadian cousin.
I enjoy talking to him on the phone, and we help him out with his ticky issues or lack of technology.
And I'm only a third done.
Lack of tech knowledge.
How are you pulling them off, Patty? What are you using? Just your hands? Or are you using a fork?
Amy started using a fork the other day because she was very selective in the ones that she picked, so that she had very few.
I had very few green berries, and I was able to pick most of them out as I was going along. So
Arkansas living and Carpenter Self-Reliance.
A whole lot faster. But if you have a ton of green berries on there, you got to be a little more careful with it. But
hey, Christine, good to see you.
Any chance you could overnight some to me? I'll dry it. Oh, I don't know. With the Postal Service being like it is, and everything has been delayed, I don't know how soon they would get it to me, because there's people that are sending packages, express mail and things, that are guaranteed to be there in 2 days, and they're 2, 3, 4 days late.
I just noticed.
After Laura and the other hurricane, I spent my stimulus checks on solar panels and power stations and accessories. That's a smart investment. We're going to be looking into some a solar system, but we're going to start small, and I want to start small and kind of build. We haven't made that jump yet, but we do have a generator and a window unit and things like that.
Like we do at the beginning of. Can you guys hear us okay? Because I'm seeing that the microphone isn't very active. I hope so. I forgot to check which microphone it's using, and surely you can hear us okay. I haven't seen any complaints. 5x5. Okay. All right. So what we like to do at the beginning of our live streams now, and we were inspired to do this by Courtney at Wide Family Farm, is to just recognize our channel members, because you guys are so important to us.
Kate, I would recommend the generator that we have. It's amazing. Brett hooked it into the
I cannot recommend that you hook up a generator the way I did.
The way he did it, it's a little bit different, but we're able to run the refrigerator, the freezer, several lights, the window unit, and a couple of fans with no trouble on the generator.
That's going to depend on the size of your generator.
Right.
The one that I'm
talking about the one that we got. That's the one I would recommend for them to get.
What's the size of it? I can't remember.
I don't know right offhand. I'd have to go take a picture of the side of it, which I need to do anyway.
Gemini says, Brett, do you use iPhone to video? If so, yes, I do use my iPhone. And I used to have a problem with the volume at the start of my videos. And what I did, that was with my iPhone 10 or X or whatever you want to call it. I've upgraded since then to an iPhone 12. So what I would do is, before I would start with my dialogue, what I wanted to say on my video, I would just say random stuff,
and it was hilarious.
Kind of like it would prime up the microphone. I don't know.
He would talk to
but
it.
That,
test.
That
hey, how's it going?
Yeah, right.
Walking around. We got a good laugh out of it. I mean, because he looked like a lunatic.
That's what we have too. 12. Yeah,
That's exactly what we have is the 12 Pro Max.
yeah. So if you do that though, if you can do that, just say random stuff to where the
Libby can do
microphone
that.
tunes into your voice and then start your dialogue for your video, you should be good.
Yeah, and then you just edit off the first part of the video
Right.
that's gibberish.
Okay, so let me do this. I want to recognize our channel members. We have 17 this week. Keith Winslet fell off, and last time he fell off, he jumped right back on, so he may do that. But we have Dutch Off-Grid Homesteading. We have Making Lemonade from Lemons, His Way Homestead, Melinda Elliott, Christine Beadle, I saw you here in the chat, A. Leslie, North Shore Preparedness. He was mentioned here. He's not here yet. Normally he is. Two Family Homestead.
But you're talking about him, so he'll be here.
Grow Where You're Planted Homestead. From Kate's Kitchen and Inside Kate's Kitchen. All the Things Acres, Southern Blessed Homestead, The Tinkerer's Wife. I think I saw The Tinkerer's Wife here. Maybe not.
No, that's Patty G from Southern Blessed.
Oh, right.
Stop with the hand thing.
Where am I at? The Tinkerer's Wife. Gary B.
He does it with the other hand.
Homesteading with the Heberts, and Zen Instant Shop. Thank you all so much for your support. It means everything.
And there is Five Virgins Prepper, Allison Halleck.
Five Virgins Prepper. Maranatha indeed.
Firefly Form, which is Lori.
If you don't know, every time Five Virgins Prepper comes into the chat, they say Maranatha. If you don't know what that means, I don't know what language.
I thought you were going to be smart and say Google it.
No, I don't remember what language it is, but it translates to Jesus come quickly. So I always respond with Maranatha indeed. And that's kind of our thing.
Oh, there's Courtney's husband.
Courtney's husband. That is Dustin.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, for whatever reason, I get her husband's name and Crystal's husband's name mixed up. Because it's Dustin and Donald.
Dustin, yeah.
It's two D's.
Christine says her husband did the same with their generator, and he's an electrician. I am not an electrician, but I know the basics, so it's enough. And we're at a point where the way that I hook it up, nobody else is going to hook it up. It's up to me to do it.
If you don't have much money, get a 20-watt or above folding solar panel with USB ports to power a USB fan to keep cool after the hurricanes. Oh, nice. I'm actually, I found on Amazon, they have an attic fan that's solar powered.
We have that little block. It looks like a big phone.
Yeah.
And it's got a solar panel on it. It's a battery.
Know, but I'm looking at an attic fan. It's a small type attic fan. It's probably no bigger than my laptop total.
Okay.
With the casing and everything. I was looking at that for the rabbit board. Because solar panel would be great to have out there, not having to pull the extra electricity. Well, we need some airflow in there.
The trouble that we have with the rabbit barn, we had a fan in there. And the trouble that we have is we're in a very humid climate, especially in the summer. And between the humidity and the rabbit fur, it just burns out a fan quick.
Mm-hmm. We have an air compressor too. So if you can leave the air compressor to where I can just plug it in, blow it off, and unplug it, I can do that once a week or two. Carpenter Self-Reliance. That's a new one.
No, they've been here before. I remember that name.
Okay.
Country Homestead Preacher. Hello, Brother Donnie. Good to see you.
I've still been missing his lives. It's just been crazy.
Well, in the evenings like that, that's our time when the sun starts to get down low in the sky. That's when we get back out and get in the garden.
Yeah, because it's not so crazy hot.
So we don't die.
My contact is giving me trouble.
There's Gil. A city council meeting. You're going to go give him a piece of your mind, Gil?
But yeah, let's stay off of that.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Do not start on the political mess right now because this live stream will go bad and I will have to turn it off because I'm not going to
do that. But I will say that I talked to Cynthia at Appalachian Mercantile. And while we've started the conversation, we've got to hash out details and stuff. But we're going to try to put together a live stream. Cynthia, you did put out a video today.
Yeah, the air in the can would work for that. Sorry, I'm answering a question. She asked me a question.
I'll get to what I was saying. Go ahead.
I was trying not to have to buy the canned air at like $7-8 a can, you know, to have to clean out a fan once a week. Not when we have a perfectly good air compressor that I just can't lift at the moment because I'm still not supposed to lift on a whole bunch of stuff. So
yeah. So Cynthia Cynthia at Appalachian Mercantile. She's correct me if I'm wrong, Cynthia, you're a distributor, a food distributor. You distribute food to schools, I believe. Anyway, it's something like that. She'll correct me if I'm wrong here in the chat. But we're organizing a live stream together for us on our other channel, Cajun Prepsteader, so that we can talk about that sort of stuff, because she's
looking forward to that.
She is seeing shortages. She cannot fill orders. And I did have a major Karen on in my comments on that video
Leave that
from
alone.
Walmart.
Just leave that alone.
Oh no, I'm just gonna say it. She was accusing me of
pulls it every time.
Accusing me of me and other YouTubers of causing the shortages, and then went on to say that truckers are refusing to go into high-risk COVID areas to deliver groceries, which I can promise you that's not the case. And I was having some back and forth with her, and I was just going to leave it on under the video, but she started to attack another one of our subscribers, so I just deleted the whole thread.
Wow.
And I blocked her.
Okay, for one, you talked about Sean and he showed up.
There you go.
But he said he posted a video of Canadian beef prices. I was getting ready to watch that after our live because I saw it pop up.
I don't remember how a kilo transport.
$58 per kilo. That just sounds expensive. I have no idea.
Got Karen. Yes, I did.
I didn't have time to watch
hello.
the video before prepping and everything, getting
Welcome,
ready for
Thrifty. That. Yeah, I don't remember how a kilo translates.
Okay, Sean, you're gonna have to help me.
A little over 2 pounds, I think, if I'm right. 2.2 pounds. There it is. Yep. I remember that it was 454 grams makes a pound.
Holy mackerel.
That. Yeah, $58 for 2 pounds. 2.2 pounds of beef. Guys, stock up. If you haven't already, you're going to spend some money.
Wow.
There's Courtney. Hello, dear.
I just got 2 sirloin steaks for about $8 each.
Amy has been canning like a mad woman. Canning meat. You don't have your list handy, do you? Mm-hmm. Oh, this woman is putting up so much food. It's amazing.
That's my inventory of everything we have in there. Do you want to really?
No, not really. But we have a lot of chicken, a lot of pork.
We have chicken, we have pork. We have a couple pints of deer.
2 pints of deer left. So
yeah, that's all.
We need to get a hold of some more deer this winter.
I need to get a hold of a Susan and Wayne. That's what I need to do. I really want to visit people.
Classy people call it venison.
Stupid restrictions. Okay, yeah. I'm getting really aggravated with these political.
I don't know that things will ever be.
Shh, don't even say it. Don't even say it into existence. Because I'm getting really aggravated.
There's Gary B. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. So.
I plan to grow a huge half-acre area of black-eyed peas next year to share with the neighbors.
Awesome.
How well do black-eyed peas do?
Are you experienced with that? Yeah.
Because I'm considering planting, not selling, planting red kidney beans. Just
Conquer
as an
your
experiment.
future.
Can I start those in the fall? I'm wondering. If I start them now, I think I would have enough time to harvest before our first frost, which is usually probably the end of December.
They do great. All right, cool. So the poll,
Probably better to do it in spring or fall.
the poll that I put at the
Bet they
top
would
of the
do
chat was just kind of for fun. There's very, very few people who ended up getting this test, and I don't know what's the deal with that.
I don't know, because when they did it a while back, Trump was president when they did it. First test.
Can you say that word?
I don't know. Shut up. And the test went through. I remember getting it, and it worked when both Hurricane Laura and Hurricane Delta came through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we also got one during the freeze.
Hey, Nunya.
I remember getting one during the freeze.
Okay.
It was but I don't know if that was a weather channel.
I don't know.
I remember the ones through the hurricane, though, because our phones were going off like crazy.
Yeah, Allison says, I heard you had to opt in for the test. I don't know. I mean, okay. I looked at my settings on my phone, and they're all on for the emergency broadcast test.
Yeah.
We didn't get anything.
Facebook, NWS Facebook posted phones probably not going to get the test.
I thought that was the whole point, was to test everything, the whole system.
Yeah, I thought so too, because I mean, it made no sense for us. Had we not even known about this test, like anything beforehand, I would have never known it even happened.
You know, when I was a kid,
because our TV doesn't stay on, and even if it does, we're not connected to any kind of direct TV or anything like that.
And even now, well, I don't hardly ever watch network television anymore. If I'm going to watch anything, it's going to be streamed, YouTube, Hulu, whatever. So to watch live television, I almost never do. But we listen to the radio in the car sometimes, and that's live, and that's just listening, you know. And we'll hear an occasional test there of the emergency broadcast system.
Oh, is that the same thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they never announced that they would be testing that before. I just don't know what to think about all this.
Easy, Sean.
What do you say? Well, miss.
It's right there.
Oh.
He can't see nothing. My radio sent the test. Okay, I didn't realize that you had to opt in. Did you have to go to a website or something and approve it?
If there really is an emergency.
Yeah, I know.
Why would you have to? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not saying whoever is saying, I'm not saying you're wrong.
I don't have any public TV service anymore. Internet only here. Cable internet and phone service here is $237 a month.
Oh, goodness. Does that include your cell phone? Probably not.
See, we have a couple of streaming, and I say a couple, like Hulu. We don't have Netflix. We have Hulu and CBS because of some of the TV shows that me and Abby watch. And
you've got Up Faith and Family. You have a subscription to that.
And that's it. My phone gets Amber Alerts and weather alerts. See, that's the emergency broadcast system.
That's what I was thinking.
Because the Amber Alerts are part of the emergency broadcast system.
Angela Casey, you must be new. Hello. Welcome. North Shore says, I just watch y'all.
Well, I mean, we watch YouTube, obviously.
Rumble a lot lately.
Well,
I'm moving more and more over to Rumble.
Holy crap, Lippy. $407 for TV, internet, and 2 phones.
Well, that's not bad. If the cell phones are included in that, we're over that. Well, we have 3 cell phones though. To-
We have three
to go-
phones and it ain't $400.
3 phones, the internet, and the streaming services. Add all that together, yeah, we're probably pushing 400.
I'm gonna add it all up. Y'all can't add in my head.
All right, so we're pushing 7:30 in here now. We're in Central Time Zone, by the way, in case you didn't know. We're in Southwest Louisiana, right on the Gulf Coast.
Nope.
We're okay. It's less than I thought. We are.
No.
It feels like we're more often than not in a cone of uncertainty, which brings us into our topic for tonight, which is hurricane preparedness. Now, if you're not on the Gulf Coast or the East Coast and you're not really concerned about hurricane preparedness, don't click away just yet, because a lot of the things that we're going to talk about tonight can be applied to many other weather-related events, and it can just be because we're going to talk a lot about prepper pantry too. So stick around. Carzy Lady MJ. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she says hello from Lacombe, Louisiana. What part of the state is that in?
See, I don't know a whole lot of my city name, like small town.
I really don't
names.
either. I'm sorry.
I know the bigger city areas, but
Ben Everything says I used to live in Kaplan, Louisiana. I know where that is.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Oh, Shelly's here. Hey, Shelly. Calgary Future says on BitChute. What's on BitChute? I'm losing track of the chat. I'm just not going to be able to keep up with the chat tonight. I'm going to try my best. If you have anything that you really need me or Amy to see, please put it in all caps. A question, such as, just like Carol here says, I was watching the Weather Channel tonight, and they did a special short on watching water, eating less meat.
Yeah.
Beef. Weather Channel not even pre-programming.
They're pushing the shortage on water.
Everything's an agenda nowadays.
They're pushing the shortage on water, which I understand. People need to conserve water, especially if they're in a drought area.
Lee Grainier.
But I don't understand this whole push for people to eat less meat. Well, I am not a vegetarian. I like meat with my food. I'm sorry.
I can tell you what that is.
Yeah, something about cow farts.
There's a secret shortage. There's a secret shortage of meat because the whole industry is industrialized, and there's like 3 or 4 producers for all of the meat in the U.S. and so it's all industrialized. So when they have an issue with making product, whether it be a shortage of processors or some breakdown in the supply chain, you end up with a shortage on your grocery store shelves. So for decades, they've been telling us, don't worry about raising your own food. We've got you. Rely on us.
Shortages I messaged you about are because of factory workers being on strike.
There you go.
Eat more politicians. Compost
factories on strike. Chickenivore.
Most pork is processed in China. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean was telling me or I saw it in a video of his. Sean at North Shore Preparedness was talking about in Canada, they have beef from Mexico.
How?
Why?
Maybe it's too cold for the cows.
But I can promise you this: when something doesn't make sense, when you can't figure out what it is, guarantee is money.
See, I don't do the impossible meat.
Now, if it's a vegetable-based meat,
nope,
I'll give it a try. Nope. I don't mind that. But don't give me meat that's grown in a lab. You can take that and no thank you.
I just don't understand it. If you don't want to eat meat, eat plants. I'm good with that. But why do you want to make the plants look and taste like meat?
Yeah.
If you don't want to eat meat. Just eat some more broccoli and go about your business.
You ever seen somebody trying to make meat taste like vegetables? No. Just eat meat. Raise your own meat. Go out and eat a bug. Don't eat bugs.
Well, you could.
Then again.
Don't eat all bugs. Don't eat stink bugs.
All right, look, let's get into the topic here.
Give me the meat.
I'm sure people are like, what's wrong with these people?
No, they know what's wrong with these people. Most of these people have met us in person.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, weird stuff grown in a lab. Gross. That's a whole nother topic. Right.
Yeah. I'm going to try to fix this to where I can see my chat too.
Nope, you broke it.
I did not break it. All right. Hurricane preparedness. Let's talk about it. Amy made these notes for me today. Bless you, darling.
As I always do.
So we're going to start with just like, when you start to anything, you start with a plan.
What's y'all's plans for backup power during a hurricane? That's a question.
A question. We have a gas-powered generator. Well, it's dual fuel. It can run on gasoline or propane, and it was donated to us by a gracious viewer. Thank you so much. You know who you are. And we've got it hooked into the house so it can power all the lights and everything. It does a pretty darn good job. In addition to that, we've got a few small solar cell battery all-in-one combos. I don't know. I didn't think about it, but it's a little bigger than my phone, and it can either be charged by the solar cell that's built in, or it can be plugged into the wall ahead of time to completely fill the battery so that you can use it for your preparedness.
Wait. Oh, Sean said can up all your meat in the freezer prior to hurricane season. Well, so far in a week and a half, I canned 60 pints of ground beef. And I still have more in the freezer. I haven't even touched the chickens that we processed. Other than, I did all the chicken breasts because those were easy. They're boneless. But,
Mary Beth is here.
How many chickens were there?
How many chickens did we keep?
Yeah, 20-something. 27, right at 30. Almost 30 chickens.
I think it was.
I think close to that anyway. I don't even know. My freezers are full, and I'm still canning. So, yeah. Brett was awesome. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. We went to Tractor Supply, and he bought me another 16-quart canner. So now I can run 2 at a time and double my load.
It's basically the newer model of the one she already had. What is it? Presto brand?
Mm-hmm. It's a Presto 16-quart. I didn't want the 23-quart because our oven vent would have been about half an inch.
The vent hood.
Yeah. Away from the dial. I measured it.
Oh, yeah, you don't want
that. And I didn't want it that close.
Simply Southern Roots.
I didn't want to have to be fighting with the vent, the hood vent and the lid and trying to get that off. And
Blue Eddy. I've heard that the Blue Eddy is really good.
I've heard that too.
I think it was Cynthia that told us it was so good.
I need to know though what wattage it will put out.
Yeah, we need to focus on that research. I haven't been able to lately. All right, so to get into the hurricane preparedness, unless you're brand new, okay, let me tell you our story first, just in case you don't know. We live on the Gulf Coast. We live in Southwest Louisiana. We've lived here all of our lives. Just recently moved out to this homestead 6 years ago and started building from scratch. There was nothing here. It was just an overgrown pasture. And we're turning it into, hopefully, eventually, little by little, we're getting there into a self-sufficient homestead. This property was my backyard when I was growing up. Amy's from about 10 miles away. Anyhow, That stuff doesn't matter. Last hurricane season was horrible. Hurricane Laura. Hurricane Laura came through Southwest Louisiana at a strong Category 4 hurricane, made landfall. I work for the fire department in Lake Charles, the city of Lake Charles, and Lake Charles is it was an absolute wasteland the morning after Hurricane Laura.
It's still pretty bad.
It's still not 100%. I'd say it's probably 50% at best. 11 months later, almost a year later.
Okay.
6 weeks after Hurricane Laura, we had Hurricane Delta, which was not as strong a storm. I think it came in as a Category 2. I think, but it
was it Category 2? No, it was close to a 3.
Landfall.
It may have been 2, but it was really close to being a 3.
Okay. Landfall between the two storms was 13 miles apart. 13 miles between the 2 points where the center of the eye of each storm made landfall, 6 weeks apart. Hurricane Laura was very much a wind event, devastating winds. Hurricane Delta was more of a flooding event. Here in our homestead, we got some minor damage. Our house was okay, except for we got the roof replaced. We still haven't gotten our skirting replaced. We live in a double wide trailer house. Chicken coop got messed up. But anyway, people in Lake Charles just got hammered, and they're still suffering. And it breaks my heart.
And there's a housing shortage still.
These are the people that I serve. And then comes in February, we had the ice storm, hurricane, winter storm Uri. It had a name. Yes.
Oh.
That dipped all the way down here to Lake Charles. You probably heard it on the news. It really strongly affected Texas. So that hit us too. And then it was the Monday right before we butchered that first batch of chickens. So May. It was in May. Lake Charles got 15 inches of rain in 6 hours, I think it was. Or not even.
Yeah, it was close to 6 hours.
And flooded people out of their homes. It was a mess. So on top of COVID, okay, 4 major weather events right here in my area.
In 10 months' time. In less than 10 months.
So we don't want to be, but we're kind of experts on this stuff by now. So anyway, that's where we're at. That's
Charles Coker, I believe is who it was,
okay.
Asked how much water per person per day?
For drinking water, you want 1 gallon per person per day. But think about this, and we were going to get to that, but we'll talk about that now. For drinking, 1 gallon per person per day. That's a minimum. But you think about it, you use water for cooking, you use water for washing dishes, you use water for bathing or showering, whatever.
Washing clothes,
flushing toilets. You're going to need lots of water. So it's going to be a wise thing to have as much water as you possibly can, a way to filter water, because a lot of people don't have entire rooms that they can dedicate to storing water, because that's what it would take. Now, the water that you wash clothes with or flush toilets with.
If you expect higher physical activity, add another gallon to each. Because think about it. If you're sweating, you're going to be drinking more.
Right. And most of the time, if there's a hurricane, it's going to be in the hottest part of the year, and you're going to be working your tail off.
Yep.
And there's not going to be air conditioner to just hang out and sit in.
The good thing is we have 5 55-gallon drums of rainwater collection. That's pretty full at the moment. We can boil it and we can also filter it. So
we have access to a pond and a waterway.
Yeah, but that water in that pond is going to have to be really filtered before that ever touches my mouth.
But in order to flush a toilet,
Oh, that they can have
you
it
don't
up.
doesn't have to be
Right.
filtered. Now remember, when if you're rationing water and you need to flush a toilet or whatever, there's a saying that goes with that. If it's pee, let it be. Number 2, flush it through.
Mhm.
So that would help you to ration your water. If you just have to go number 1,
If it's
you
yellow,
don't
let
have
it mellow.
That's it. That's the one.
Yeah. All right.
And if it's brown, flush it down. I couldn't remember exactly what it was. Okay, so I stand corrected. Yeah, Prepper Book Club. Don't encourage her. All right, so you guys get the point, though, right?
I knew that didn't sound right, and I just heard it on a TV show I
I
was
can't be
watching.
right all the time. I got to give
See,
you one.
I
here and
like the
there.
survival TV
Just
shows
kidding,
and things
I'm
like
never
that
right.
because I always learn something. Any
All right,
drums
so
or something for water catchment to get all that in place just costs so much. I think we spent a little over $200 for our water catchment system. The barrels you can get at a car wash.
we did. It's just,
Mhm.
and we have a video on that way back on our channel about the building the rainwater catchment system. There's the tinkerer's wife. Show me. I'm sure you've been here, but I just saw you.
Yeah, she was here while you were rambling. Sorry. I really need to look into this Blue Yeti thing because
Blue Eddie.
whatever. I'm gonna say it however I want to say it. Okay.
Hi, Lori. I see you there.
Somebody was posting prices and stuff, and it's really not terrible.
Then everything says I'm on disability. Can't get a car, so I used my stimulus checks to get solar power and whatever else. Good idea.
Yeah.
Smart purchase.
Filet. Leave it to Sean. I deserve that though, because every time I get in his live stream, I put pasta. It's pasta.
Pasta.
I even say it as I'm typing it and giggle because I know he's gonna say it.
So in preparation for a storm, let me get through this real
quick.
Most everybody can. This is just kind of a general. Everybody preparing for a storm. Board up your windows and doors to prevent breakage from flying debris. Pick up all items in your yard that may fly or flip over. Tie down larger items that cannot be stored away. Don't look at me like that.
Oh, that's in there for a reason.
Yeah.
So when you have a back porch that your wife says tie it down and your husband argues with you and it would take a heck of a storm. Yep.
We had a heck of a storm.
It almost took out my air conditioner, which
we did tie that down.
Yeah.
The outside part of the unit. And we tied down our beehives. So one thing that I noticed we didn't put in here is for livestock. If you have livestock, like for us, we've got the chickens, which have their own building that they get in. The rabbits are in a building, and we have the beehives, which the beehives we strapped them down.
Yeah.
So as far as like bigger livestock,
Broussard said, I concur. August 1st, 40 mile an hour winds removed goat shed roof.
Oh, I saw that.
Wow.
Yeah. Huh. Good idea, John. Heirloom Permaculture has a good idea here in the chat. Hey, Vision Acres. Good to see you. So sometimes when there's a hurricane, you may want to evacuate. So you want to have a plan in advance. You want to have an idea of where you would go, what route you would take, and have a backup route in case your original route is either blocked or just far too much traffic. Because occasionally, if everybody's going the same route to evacuate, sometimes there may be an accident that backs up the traffic or completely blocks the road.
Okay, Wendy, thanks for coming in.
Have a good night, Wendy. Also, how long will it take you to get there? These are just things that you want to think of in advance. Add extra time for traffic and accidents along the way.
Portable radio too. For
Also,
neighbors,
on the note of evacuating, as soon as you think you might need to evacuate, go fuel up. Fuel up your vehicle. Fuel up your gas cans.
Yeah.
Try to beat the crowd. Don't be one of those procrastinators and make things that just.
When you wait till the last minute, people end up sitting in line for hours and hours and hours. Well, while somebody's sitting in line, there's nobody to board up your windows, tie down your yard debris, is what I call it.
Right.
But
right, you got to remember you got a lot of stuff to do to get prepared for a hurricane. So the more you can do earlier, the better.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't hurt to keep your vehicle fueled up anyway.
Michelle P, hey. Make a go bag and put it in the car. Yes, that's one of the things on my list.
How do you not get aggravated? What is that about? I've learned to live with her.
Wow.
Oh man, I'm just cutting up.
Anybody want him? I'm auctioning him off.
Oh boy. During a hurricane, you just live with it. I mean, what are you going to do? It's life. You stay busy cleaning up stuff.
Well, it's part of life here. This is something that we're used to. A lot of people are used to earthquakes and
right.
That's true. I don't know, those tsunami warnings. I would have a heart attack, because I wouldn't know what the first thing to do if a tsunami comes up. I mean, run.
Oh, right.
But these volcanoes and earthquakes and tornadoes and all that. No.
Prepare for the weather that's most likely for you. I mean, if you live in Washington State, you're not going to prepare for a hurricane.
I don't know. The way this year's going, prepare for anything, y'all. We prepared for a freeze.
Yeah.
That normally doesn't happen. But thank God your wife is intelligent.
I know, huh?
Learn to live with her.
Oh boy.
My biggest hurricane preparation is get the guest suite ready for for family who may come here.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, you know what?
That would be a thing too.
They cannot stop me if there's an evacuation order. I'm telling you now, I know where I'm going.
Well, and that brings me to a good point. If you live inland, that would be a good way that you could help practice hurricane preparedness. You can get with your family or friends that live along the coast and be available. Yeah, that's great. And Kate does that, or Kate would do that for us. We haven't had to yet, but I know she would. Arthur Leslie, good to see you, buddy.
Well, you know what? Whether we really need to leave or not, if they have an evacuation order in the middle of this stupid virus mess, that'll give me an excuse to go visit Kate.
Yeah. Arthur Leslie recommends a to-do checklist.
Oh, yeah. I got that covered.
If you could, yeah. Because
I'm like the queen of lists and notes. I just had to quit putting them on sticky notes because those things big enough and the sticky stuff didn't last forever.
When there's a hurricane warning, or that there's a hurricane coming, you can't always think clearly. So if you have something on paper that you can refer to, or even electronically that you can refer to kind of give yourself some guidance.
Yeah.
It'll help you keep your mind in order.
Bring Chloe too. Oh, I don't go anywhere without my dog.
Important documents and paperwork you want to keep in a waterproof bag or case or something like that.
Yeah, more than likely Brett will have to be called up to duty, so it's me to go on my own. So the good thing is Kate's house is like I-10 straight west. follow the signs and my GPS. So
Important documents would include home and land insurance documents, any kind of insurance documents, medical insurance, life insurance.
I was supposed to put land deeds in there too.
Oh yeah, proof of ownership would be good. Proof of identification, vehicle insurance information, anything that you could possibly need to prove who you are to get back in.
Not only that, but when you don't know what you're coming back to.
That's right.
We may not have a house to come back to. So if I leave all the important documents here, they're gone.
Mm-hmm. What I
did was I put them in one of those what's it called? Vacuum seal. The vacuum seal bags. They have the expandable ones. Yeah, for the food saver, they have the expandable ones, and I stuffed all my papers in there and literally vacuum sealed them.
You didn't vacuum it; you just sealed it, right? You did vacuum it?
No, I did vacuum it.
Well, I mean, either way.
But
if you don't vacuum it though, and if you trap air in it, it would float. Just thought of that.
I didn't vacuum it down tight. I vacuumed some of the air so it wasn't like huge. Okay. But I pulled it in a little bit and let it seal.
Hey, McLeod.
But that way, if we were out and about and it got dropped in water or whatever, our papers.
That's something I didn't think of.
What?
John just told me. Take photos. Take photos of your place, inside, outside, closets, everything that you own. We did, but we didn't put it on our list here. Take pictures of everything for insurance purposes. We did that. Most of the pictures we didn't need.
Don't forget your credentials to websites. I have an entire well, actually, I have 2 binders, notebooks with all of our billing info,
usernames and passwords. That's what
all that stuff.
What's up, Nathan?
So those went into that vacuum seal bag as well.
Water and food for each family member for a minimum of 3 weeks. Minimum. We were out of power here at our home.
You can also have pictures with your children.
That's not a bad idea. Take pictures of you with your children, especially if you have young children and you get separated. Up-to-date pictures, yes.
That's smart. I didn't even think of that.
Excellent point. I didn't think of that either.
Well, especially with all the traffic.
Especially if you're heading to Texas.
No, stop
it. Just saying. Where was that? Minimum of 3 weeks. Yeah. So after Hurricane Laura, our home here was out of power for 2 weeks. Right at 2 weeks.
Yes.
In Lake Charles got hit the hardest. And Lake Charles, they had to rebuild the entire power grid. There were parts of Lake Charles that stayed out for a month, some even longer. I talked to Bill at the Cajun Homestead. He's got a YouTube channel. He lives up north of Lake Charles near DeRidder, and it's more rural. And it took him a long time. I don't remember how long, but it took him much longer to get power back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but you also have to remember, it's not only about your electricity. If you don't,
that makes sense. Good idea for parents with nonverbal kids. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. It's not only about power, it's about whether the supplies can come to your local grocery stores or to your fast food joints and things like that. You want to make sure that you have, you can, you don't need. I'll say it like that.
One thing I will say is before the storms, check on your neighbors. Especially if you have elderly or disabled neighbors that they're not going to be able to do all this work on their own. Check on them. Make sure they have an evacuation plan. Make sure they have, medicines and everything stocked up, ready to leave. Or, it might be something that takes 20 minutes of your time. But you can go and put boards on their windows or, pick up their yard or something, because not everybody around here has family to do it for them.
Or if you're one of the people who can't do those things, talk to your neighbors.
Yeah.
Reach
out. Everybody, not Abby. Well, Abby's not even here. She's working.
A good thing to have stocked up is medication and medical supplies, first aid kit, in each vehicle, first aid kit at home, whatever over-the-counter medications that you can stock a little ahead of time. If you have prescriptions that you rely on for your health or your life, you want to have those on hand.
And a lot of times when there's an impending storm like a hurricane, your pharmacies will give the okay to fill your prescription a little ahead of time due to an emergency. Because I know with some prescriptions you have to wait so many days until it's almost out, or what, that kind of thing.
If you're on a special diet, if you have to be for health reasons,
Right.
you need to have those foods stocked away.
Well, I put on there special diet, children's and babies.
Specialty items for children, babies, or elderly is what she put here.
Yeah.
Diapers, wipes, bottles, whatever, whatever baby needs. It's been a while since we've had babies. So
it'll be a miracle if we do again. So.
If you have a pet, make sure the pet has their items, especially if you're going to evacuate. Make sure you have food, water, bowls, collar, leash, and any medications that the
tags. That's one thing.
Identification for the pet.
Yep.
Yes.
Make sure your animal has not only a collar, but their
proof of vaccinations,
their name and contact information. That's up to date. I don't microchip our animals.
No.
I don't think there's any reason. Chloe's not going anywhere further. The furthest she goes from the couch is down the porch and across the yard a little ways.
All right. So thanks
for coming in, John. Y'all have a good night and enjoy your ice cream.
Take it easy, John.
Smart.
Other helpful. Why does my tongue do that sometimes?
I don't know.
Like my mouth just goes.
Kate had a good idea though. First aid kit for our pets that is separate from ours.
Oh yeah, that
makes sense because they have the big birds, and
that's why I like to do this live, because we get inspired by you guys too. Other helpful supplies.
There's temporary tattoos to put on your kids like mine who will eat a bracelet.
Things to think of ahead of time that would be good to have for in the event of, right after a storm. A carbon monoxide detector, especially if you're going to run a generator. We had an unfortunate event where one of my coworkers this past hurricane season, he got the call that 5 of his family members were found deceased because the carbon monoxide from a running generator made it into the house. It got in through the attic and into the house, and it was terrible.
There was a lot of carbon monoxide deaths after these hurricanes.
There was,
and a lot of it could have been preventable, and it breaks my heart.
Flashlights, extra batteries, a battery operated radio would be a good idea. We also have I got a hand crank. It's a radio, it's got a flashlight, it's got a USB port that you could charge your phone. It's a little crank thing. So
you have to stand there and crank it while you're charging your phone.
But you could do that while you listen to the radio. I mean,
I'll make
you can pass it around. People can crank the thing. It's not terrible. It's not bad.
Cat is sick and I don't know what's wrong. I bought warmer, but she won't eat or drink. That's a vet thing. Yeah. Patriot Radio. No, I don't know what the brand name of this one was.
Oh no, this one was just something off the shelf at Academy.
It was Academy. Yeah. We got that one. Yeah. Inverters for your vehicle is good because your engine is kind of a big generator.
That's right.
We actually have an inverter in the car.
We had one built in to the old car that we had. We had to buy.
We have one built in here too. It has the USB ports, not the outlets, like the old car. But we did buy an external inverter so that we could have the outlets as well, because Abby has a nebulizer for her asthma that we were running off of the inverter in the car when needed.
Yeah. Candles or lanterns. Now, if you do that, guys, please. I'm a fireman. Please use your brain. You practice fire safety. Be safe with those things. Um, have an alternate. Have a plan for an alternate way to wash clothes and dry them after Hurricane Laura. We have what is it called? Breathing hand washer from Layman's.
Oh yeah, it looks like a plunger with weird holes in the bottom.
It looks like a plunger, except except for the rubber part of the plunger, it's a plastic, hard plastic, and it's got holes in it where it can breathe, and you agitate the clothes with it, and tell you what, after Hurricane Laura, I'm gonna say that a lot after Hurricane Laura. I already say that a lot, but that's our main inspiration here. It's the one we lived through. So there was not a clothespin to be found in Lake Charles or any surrounding town, because suddenly everybody had the need for clothespins. We already had some, so us having clothespins, it doesn't make us necessarily better off than anybody else. I guess it does, but it's not a pride thing. It's not an ego thing. We take it takes that little edge off of the crisis for other people.
It was a clothespin apocalypse.
Amy says it was a clothespin apocalypse.
In Lake Charles, there wasn't a single clothespin anywhere to be found.
That's right. Yes, it works very well. It doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't get the clothes as clean as a washing machine. I guess if you spend a little more time on it, it could. But then again, we're talking well over 100 degrees heat index, super humid, no air conditioning. You got to get out and mitigate the problems as much as you can, tying things down, repairing things, fixing. We had to put tarps on the roofs. We got help with it. Don't get me wrong, but point is, you're going to be super dirty and sweaty, and that translates into the fabrics, and it's hard to get that out. And we have a clothesline. We always have a clothesline here. So again, that takes the edge off of the crisis. Alternative ways to cook. Last year, we had everything that we had was electric, including the oven and stovetop. And after the storm, we changed over. We got a propane bottle in the yard and went off grid with gas. It was propane. And so now we have a propane. It's a gas stove, but we have it running on propane. And we got a space heater right here behind me for emergency use. That runs off of that propane as well. So we're good to go as far as cooking now after a storm like that, if it knocks out our power. And we've used it. You want to prepare a go bag. Somebody mentioned that earlier in the chat. In case you do have to evacuate quickly, items that you can't live without. A lot of the things that we talked about here earlier. Barb mentions Dutch oven, cooking, and sun oven. Yeah. An emergency supplies for the whole family for at least 3 to 4 days for the evacuation plan. Now I'm gonna give Amy a couple minutes to get back in here, because we're going to talk about pantry ideas, things that you can store in your pantry for a good long time, and then you'll just have them if the hurricane comes, and you'll be all right. You're going to be ready. Yeah, Samson Farm says, what kind of go bag are we talking about? Because there are several variables. Yeah, For us who, well, I mean, I don't even consider myself a hardcore prepper, but I consider maybe advanced. Um, I'm talking about like probably a 72-hour kit, just to kind of more or less I guess a bug out bag, but not to just. There's a Cajun homestead I mentioned to you a little while ago, talking about hurricanes. Favorite subject matter. Uh, Probably the thing that I know most about. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Kate, good idea. Sanitary supplies that you might need, ladies. Cooking in a rice cooker. It will work with solar power. Oh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I typically keep some survival items, prep items in each vehicle. Knife, some cordage like paracord, small first aid kit, a way to start fire, poncho, tarps, those sorts of things. Oh yeah, I would love to have solar too. Amy and I are going to start looking into it. Uh, hey, bub. Yeah, Deb, we are still live. We're going to have to, we've got probably 20 minutes left. So let me go ahead and get into propane camping stove. Good idea. Yeah, that's what we used for the last go around because we had the electric stove that wouldn't work. Some ideas for the pantry. Some ready to eat canned prepared meals like Chef Boyardee, raviolis, sort of stuff. This one's an off brand, but it's spaghetti and meatballs. That you can pop, and it's got a what do you call it? A pull tab top, so you don't even need a can opener for it. If you do have cans that you need a can opener for, make sure you have like a hand crank can opener or some way to open your cans. But this is just, I mean, you can open this and just eat right out of the can. So that one is an excellent hurricane prep. Another thing to do, we like to have a lot of these rice sides. This one's called Asian sides, just because it's an Asian flavor, but it's a rice side from Knorr, Knorr. These, I love to stock these because they are just add water.
Yep. Well, it calls for oil, but you don't have to have it.
The oil is optional. So we found out, Abby found out that if you take one of these or two of these, I don't remember the exact.
You can do just one.
Take one of these, prepare it according to the directions, and then add some of your home canned chicken. Yep. No, you've got a complete meal.
We're doing pints. You want to use 2 packets of the rice sides, just so you're not wasting a ton of chicken. But
and if you don't have home canned chicken, or you don't home canned chicken, then you can always get the chicken in the can that's like the tuna.
Right, and then you can only use, you can use just one bag of the rice sides. So those rice sides only take like 7 to 10 minutes to cook.
Pretty quick
on the stove, so it doesn't heat up the whole house.
That's another thing too.
Somebody said something about a propane stove so you can cook outside. During a hurricane, you cannot cook outdoors.
During the hurricane, no, you can't cook outdoors.
Sometimes, even after the hurricane is passed, we still get rain bans and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of times if you don't have a cover, you're not cooking outside.
And otherwise, it's so stinking hot.
Yeah.
That you don't want to be spending a whole lot of time cooking.
Right.
Because you're going to have rice and sweat gravy. I mean, that's gross.
You can put canned meals in the sun oven Or make one with an automotive reflector.
So I'm going to say,
Yeah.
if you can pack things that you don't have to cook, that would be ideal.
Right.
Um,
Well, and that's another thing that I need to work on is canning up some soups and things like that. We don't eat a whole lot of soups. So that's my biggest issue with that is we don't eat a lot of that, but I mean, I guess we could if we have to.
some other good pantry ideas. And now this is for hurricane pantry or just prepper pantry. This is things that store long term. Now, when I say long term, I mean you can pretty much put it in there and forget about it for at least a year and be okay. Canned vegetables, canned meats, obviously the canned stuff. Peanut butter.
Well, and there's an alternative to that too. Now they have a powdered peanut butter that it's just add water to rehydrate. It's actually pretty good.
And that lasts a long time. You don't have the oil in the peanut butter to go rancid.
Right.
Dried fruits and vegetables, rice, beans, of course, those and pasta, those things have to be cooked. Powdered milk, especially if you're going to stock things like boxes of mac and cheese or hamburger helper or that kind of stuff. Remember, those things take oil and milk. Not all of them. Some of these things, milk, butter, to prepare to eat. Seasonings. Things can get bland without
Very
seasonings.
smart. When space left in canner, canned water. Last winter used home canned water to cook rice because it didn't have running water due to pipes busting.
Good idea.
That's pretty smart. You can also use broth to cook rice. Just so you know.
Coffee. If you love coffee every morning, you can get withdrawals if you don't have your coffee. And if you're trying to get work done, you don't want to be having to deal with a lack of caffeine headache. Flour and sugar. Well, that's more of a prepper pantry kind of
If
thing.
you open the powdered peanut butter, it has to be gone within 6 months.
Really? I didn't know that.
Unless you put a desiccant pack in it.
No, I'm not going to start.
I don't know.
I'm not going to start guessing because I'm not sure. A camp coffee maker. Great idea. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because you can use those over a gas stove too. Trust me.
Oats and grits. Those are grains that stay good a long time. Granola, nuts, pasta sauce. You take some pasta and some pasta sauce, and you got a meal.
Kate says she has almost 20 pounds of coffee right now in the pantry. I don't even
Amateur.
know.
Just kidding.
How many pounds is in that thing?
I don't know. We buy them like this.
That's 3 pounds of coffee.
We buy them like this. And we have probably 10 of these or more.
No, we don't.
No, we don't have any.
No,
Coffee filters. Coffee filters are very versatile. Not only can you use them to make coffee, but you can use them to filter water.
I think we have 7.
You can use them to season cast iron pans.
Yeah.
All kinds of things that you can do with coffee filters, and they're cheap, dirt cheap.
What is a Kelly kettle?
I'm not sure. Never heard of a Kelly kettle. A Kelly kettle. Okay.
Whole beans. Yeah. Oh, we have buckets of beans.
Yeah. Quick. I'm going to go through
Prep
these.
cigarettes if you need them. We do that too.
Well, we do. I've never shown this on the live stream, but we do the bag of tobacco and the empty tubes, filtered tubes, and we have machines to put them together. And the reason why we do that is because they're literally 1/10 of the price. If you work it out, we can make a carton of cigarettes for $8 compared to $80 to buy a carton. Homestead Oss, you caught us just in time. We're going to run through this last list, and we're going to have to get going here shortly because we have to go pick up Abby from work.
Yep.
All right, so supplies that you would want. Supplies.
The first one on the list, I know everybody's going to roll their eyes, but
toilet paper.
Yeah.
Or some other way to clean yourself.
Well, I mean, toilet paper, I know, I don't know what the whole fascination was with toilet paper, but there are other alternatives that you can use, where family cloth or fabric scraps or whatever you want to use. But you need to have that kind of idea, I guess. You're going to need something.
Okay, we got to go through kind of quickly.
Okay.
Trash bags. Trash bags are very versatile. You can use them for all sorts of things. Cleaning supplies, laundry soap, dish soap, aluminum foil. And these are just ideas. Feel free to change them up, add to it, take away. Food storage bags like Ziplocs. Mosquito repellent, especially here right along the coast. A manual can opener, I mentioned that. A stovetop coffee pot. Somebody mentioned a camp coffee pot. Same thing. Duct tape. Be surprised.
Newspaper for toilet paper.
Be surprised at the things that you can fix with duct tape in a pinch.
Okay, wait. Kelly Kettle is a stainless steel comb kit. Boil water, rocket type fire heat cooker with built-in pot, cups, etc. Only needs small amounts of wood.
Oh. Send me a picture, Gary. I'm having trouble picturing that. I'd like to see what that is.
Gorilla tape better than duct tape. Yeah, but
it is.
Some kind of tape would be great. Aluminum foil is a good one because a lot of times after a hurricane, we're cooking outdoors over a campfire or something like that. You can make little packets of aluminum foil, put your food in them, close the packet over, and stick it over the fire, and it cooks much faster that way.
Oh. Rope or paracord, some kind of cordage. Clothespins, we mentioned that.
Yeah,
those are one of the things that fly off of the shelf.
Well, around here, you would think that people would know that they have to do something to wash their clothes after a hurricane. This is not the first go round, and it was like the clothespin apocalypse in Lake Charles. People were begging for clothespins.
Some people are brand new to this whole self-sufficiency idea. They weren't raised with it. And to be honest with you, when I was a teenager and an early adult, I was chasing the suburban dream. And it was after 9/11, and then again after the 2005 hurricane season, and then after the 2008 housing market crash that I started going, well, wait a second.
Okay, Samson sent you a couple of pictures.
Yeah.
Bub wants to send you a picture of his idea. That's not a good idea.
I shudder to
Photos
think of
whatever.
Bub, any picture that comes from Bub. All right, so batteries and flashlights, we mentioned that. Lanterns and lamp oil, again, and matches or fire starter. Again, please practice fire safety. Cash on hand.
Cash, because a lot of times when the electricity is down, so are the businesses.
If there's an interruption in either the internet or power or both, ATMs don't work. Cards don't work.
Yeah.
The only thing you have is cash. Disposable plates, cups, and utensils. Yes, it creates a little extra trash, but it'll save you having to use that water to wash those things.
Well, it's a whole lot smaller space to keep disposable plates, cups, and utensils than it is to store 500 gallons of water.
All right.
If you need, so, I mean, if you're short on space, that would be a way to cut down your water.
And again, be sure that your propane bottles are full, your gas cans are full. Please store gas properly in a sealed container in a safe place, a proper container. And solar powered lights is the last thing on the list here, which we've already mentioned. The little $1 solar garden lights are excellent, guys. If you take one of those and you set it outside in the daytime to charge, and you bring it in at night or after dark, you've got light in your house for $1.
Yep.
That's great.
And you can store them for pretty long term.
Lazard.
Because they come with a little tab in them that disconnects the panel from the battery.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll store as long as it's got that tab in there.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust it for too long. Batteries still can leak.
Well, but still. Plus, you can burn plates and cups in the fire. Well, yeah, if you're using like paper plates, yes. Please don't burn styrofoam
or plastic.
Right.
Paper only. Right, Kate. No gasoline in paper cups or plastic jars. Yet never try to pour gasoline into a styrofoam cup because you'll have no cup. Literally, it just melts it.
And a big mess. Shelf life on those batteries is about 6 months before a charge required. Well, I mean,
that's not bad.
Yeah, the little round puck lights are pretty cool too.
Yeah. All sorts of great ideas. So, guys, thank you for adding your 2 cents. We really appreciate that. But we're going to have to see y'all next week.
Oh. It went by so fast.
I know. Stop it.
Store all of your library books and pictures in a steel drum with your name and address on the side of the drum. It works.
Oh, yeah, I guess it would. Huh? As long as it's watertight. Yeah. That's the main thing. Because a lot of times flooding comes along with hurricane. And that's what I need to do, I guess. What to expect in a hurricane.
Well, right now we have Fred.
Because we talk about how to prepare. People can be prepared, but really not know what to expect. So, yeah, there's it's only a tropical depression right now, though. And it's over, it's still in the Caribbean, I believe.
It's expected to be a tropical storm back tomorrow, I believe. But I think it's supposed to only make landfall as a tropical storm. So,
What?
Prayer request for David.
Oh, right, prayer requests. Good grief, almost forgot.
I wasn't going to forget.
So if you have prayer requests, please share it this time. Yeah. I am going to grab a cup of coffee.
Well, you don't have to go far.
No, I don't, because we're in the kitchen today instead of the studio.
I like it in here better.
I do. The studio can get stuffy.
Yeah. That's your bat cave. Man cave. Whatever. Okay. Let me get this going. I don't know what I did with my other list. I think it's on my other Google Drive. I sound like Sean with my other glasses.
Prayers for the patrons of First Church of the Nazarene in Lake Charles, because they were getting their church back in order after the hurricanes and stuff, and there was a fire.
Oh Lord, is it really? It is.
What?
Tomorrow is Friday the 13th, and there's a freaking hurricane.
Oh Lord. Friday the 13th, and a hurricane named Fred.
Yeah. Art and Bree Homestead. Use prayers. They're preemie twins. I did see that online.
Well, congratulations to them, and prayers out to them as well. Oh, 4 blessings. Hey, Ed, Jen, what's happening?
Wow.
It's been a while. It's good to see you guys.
No wonder there's a hurricane. No.
Oh, Leah's here. Yes, freeze-dried food from Lazarick
Lazarick.
Homestead. I believe, Lazarick, if you're still here, I'm pretty sure you're still blue,
Yeah, I
but you
saw
could
it
share your
earlier.
link.
Been out of touch with everything.
Life can
I
get
get
that
it.
way, Ed. I understand.
Yeah,
Courtney's
prayers
husband.
for the ones needing affordable housing.
Prayers for Courtney's husband's family. Hard times. Sorry to hear that. Definitely prayers going out to you guys.
Prayers for our nation.
Absolutely. Prayers for the whole world.
The schools and school boards.
On phone and don't have the link. Oh. So can you tell us how to get to your site without a link? Is there a way that you could tell us that?
Vacuum sealing ammo makes it last longer and safe from water.
Good idea. Good idea.
Really? Prayers for North Shore. Yep. Sean. Oh.
Prayers for Mary Beth's
I got it.
cousin.
I'm trying to make sure I got them all. Yeah.
Okay, Lazarick is going to go to the desktop and put their link in the chat for freeze-dried food. Freeze-dried food is it's
Bigfoot prepper.
Thrive. I get them confused. Thrive or Thrive Life. One of them is a weight loss thing, and that's not what we're talking about.
Okay, got it. Solo.
But it's freeze-dried food that lasts a long, long time.
Is it? I think it's Thrive Life.
I think so too.
There's so. Have you noticed that? There's like so many companies named Thrive.
It's a lot of things.
There it is.
A lot of things.
Thrive
change.
Life.
There
It is.
Okay. Yeah, Thrive Life.
Yeah, definitely praying for those that are dealing with COVID or have a family member or friend dealing with COVID.
Hey, Stringfield Ridge. We're just getting ready to say goodnight.
I know there's a Eunice police officer that's dealing with some stuff. He was just diagnosed with leukemia.
Oh.
Wanda informed me of that. So we definitely need to pray for him.
Eunice is a town near us here in Louisiana. Hike with Mike says, yeah, dealing with another tropical storm, second one in a month here in Florida.
There's another one behind it.
Shh. One thing at a time.
Okay, there's another number system trailing that, as a possibility. So
it's like last year when Hurricane Laura came through here, we were like, all right, shove your mask. We're going to deal with one disaster at a time.
Yeah.
And guess what? No spike in numbers. Imagine that.
All right, that's enough. Thrive Life it's great sale this month. 30% off for back to school sale. We need to get on there because I want to try some of that stuff.
All right, let me open that in a new tab. Apparently we're going to be spending money.
Oh, hush.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Friend of my sister, whole family. Oh gosh.
Five Virgins got you. You see that?
Okay. You'll have to explain that one to me.
Okay.
I'm so out of the loop. I've been
Thank you, Lazarick. Those signs were hand painted by Amy's mom.
this is our dining room. We're normally in the other bedroom.
We really got to get finished up here, guys. So if you have more prayer requests, please put them in because we really have to say goodnight.
Yeah, we were supposed to do a giveaway tonight because for reaching 4,000.
We did. We reached 4,000.
I'm going to plan it for next Thursday. You'll be home, right?
Next Thursday. Yeah.
Yes, we need to do it next Thursday. Everything has been so scattered with all the new craziness.
Thank you.
But I need to get some couple of giveaway questions and stuff prepped and ready to go. So
Right.
Abby will start walking soon. Abby gets off at 9 o'clock, but it takes us about 15 minutes to get there.
Abby turns 17 in December. It won't be before then, bub.
We're still waiting for Abby to do the driving part of her driver's class. And we still haven't gotten a call about that. It could be October before that gets done.
Thank you, Dustin. Yeah, I hate to, but we got to go.
I know. See, I missed a week, and I feel like tonight
Well,
went by so fast.
We'll try to go live again. So make sure the bell is rung.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this again.
Keep an eye out for the Cajun Prep Steader channel too,
Random
because we
live
may
stream.
be doing a live on that possibly this weekend.
Yeah, if you're not following it's Cajun Prep Steader. I'm sure Kate is going to help me out. I love Kate. She's always so quick. Cajun Prep Steader. That's our other channel. We really get off into some more controversial stuff over there. So we're going to have Appalachian Mercantile on at some point. I've got to organize that. And we're going to talk about food shortages. And what she knows because she's in the business. Sorry.
I forgot.
No.
Next week will be our giveaway. And next weekend we're celebrating our anniversary.
Our anniversary. Yeah. Which one? No. We've been together for 21 years, but
no. Yes.
Yeah. Well, married for 17.
That means Katie's 21.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
Wow.
Gotta go.
Okay, I just had a
Love you.
Love you guys. We will see you guys next week.
Thank you, Josh.
We will be doing our giveaway. And we will possibly see you guys this weekend for a live on the Cajun Prep Steader channel.
That's the plan. We hope so. So stay tuned. Watch out.
You guys have a great night. Stay safe and God bless.